beautiful Hidden Valley in St. Louis. Guess it's going to be something a little bit bigger. But for me, one of my favorites, actually my favorite, is Steamboat. I absolutely love this place. I love how big it is. I love the quality of the snow. I love the texture of the snow. And in particular, one of my favorite chairs to lap would be the Storm Peak Express or the Bar UE. And they both kind of take you up to the same place, but the trees at Steamboat are unbelievably incredible. They have great glades. They have great snow quality there. And every time I've been, it's always been phenomenal. And everyone's always going to tell you that Christmas Tree Bowl out there is amazing. And it is. Don't get me wrong. It's just keep in mind, if you walk your way out there, trust me, you got to traverse yourself out. So I stay a little bit further in than that, but the chutes over there in the gully are phenomenal as well too. And Steamboat is an incredible ski town, has a really old school feel, and it's kind of isolated down there in the valley as well too. So if you get the chance to make it up there, highly suggest heading out to Steamboat. Ty, what do you got?
Hey, the boat's a pretty good place for me. If I'm getting to slide down hills, man, that's the best resort around. A little cheesy, sure, but get some turns is always a good time. Up there though, A Basin, the expansion they've done and the projects and just the evolution that they've gone through in the last really like 15 years has been pretty excellent. So I've had some excellent days, fantastic days. It's a good environment. That's a great fun place to go hang out. I haven't been out west enough as far as like California goes, or up north enough. I'd like to see like Whistler, Banff, getting into Canada. I've always heard good things. So, it's going to be a little bit too tight of a perspective, I feel like, to just really pick out what the best is. But, that's why, like, wherever you get your turns, man, that's going to be the best place.
Yeah, absolutely. I know our buddy James would be screaming from the mountaintops right now about anything in Tahoe, as he's listening to this episode. That's for sure. And Big Sky in Montana would be a bucket list one for me. So
yeah, right on, no doubt. How about we talk a little bit more baseball? We're gonna knock out our Lightning standings. The season's only been it's in its infancy, Eric. It's got a lot of games left. So nobody freak out. I
calculated it.
Yeah.
It's got 9,478 games for each team left. Yeah. So we're just getting started, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So even if your team is 5-12, Cincinnati, or 4-15, Miami, hey, you're good. You got a lot of baseball left. But there are a couple of surprises, and so let's jump right into it. Eric, do you have your list up? You want to take over the AL list?
I do. I'll take the AL. So we'll start in the East. We got Tampa, a huge surprise out there. They still can't get anybody to go to the game, so no one probably knows. But they are 14-4.
Amazing.
Yankees are 8-9. Blue Jays are 7-11. Excuse me. Orioles are 7-12, and the quote-unquote mighty Boston Red Sox are 6-13. Guys, it's early in the season. I have a strong feeling they're probably going to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Over in the Central, you got Cleveland 11-7, Minnesota 8-6, along with Detroit. Chicago White Sox are 7-10. The Royals are 6-12, and in the West, there's some competitive teams out here. A little closer to the top, you got Houston 12-5, Seattle 13-8. Texas is 9-7. The Oakland Athletics have played a few more games. They're actually 500 at 10-10, and the Angels of Anaheim are 8-9. I almost said the A's again, but it's the Angels. So,
there you go. Yeah,
what do you got in the National League?
The Anaheim Angels and the Yankees both at 8-9. I actually picked one of those teams still to, in my mind, win the World Series this year. That's New York. I think they, again, a lot of baseball. They could still do it. Over in the NL East, Philly is leading that one after a couple of weeks. 11-6, 9-7 to the Atlanta Braves. 10-8 for the New York Mets. Washington is at a flat 8-8 and 4-15 down in Miami. 12-7 for the Milwaukee Brew Crew. They are crushing the ball. Hot up gate for the month of April. 10-6 for Pittsburgh. St. Louis is at 10-8. 8-9 for the Cubbies, and 5-12 is the current record for the Reds. 12-8 for the Dodgers, so they're off to another strong start. 11-8 for San Diego. How about that? That is, not something that you would necessarily expect, but they have been trying to put some new pieces together, and so far they're doing it. 8-9 for Arizona. San Francisco Giants at 8-11, and Colorado a little bit struggling to start the season. 6-12 is their record, and that is our Lightning standings for baseball.
I think that's one of those teams that'll probably figure it out a little bit too. I definitely don't think they'll be at the bottom by the end of the season.
Yeah, agreed. Well, how about best games to watch coming up, Eric? Until the next time we put an episode together.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be all about the NBA and NHL playoffs that have kicked into gear, and in the NBA it's a little tough to kind of pick out, especially some of those first round matchups, because the NBA really, in my opinion, doesn't get super competitive until the second round. You might have a series or two that's very
entertaining,
close, but overall it's going to be the second round.
You have to really appreciate the gameplay, be a fan of the sport to really enjoy first round NBA, I feel like. Agreed.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on the Bucks. I think they will steamroll the Pistons, no problem. But I'll definitely be keeping my eyes on them. And then a series actually in the first round, the Nuggets and Spurs. I think that's going to be a pretty good series. I think the Nuggets are better, hands down, but the San Antonio Spurs, while they're not obviously what they were in the past, they do still have Greg Popovich, and they still have a pretty talented team. So just a series to watch in the first round there. And in the NHL, I think the hockey world was shocked when the President's Trophy winner, that tied for the most wins ever in the history of the NHL, not only lost in the first round, they got swept.
It's unreal.
The first President's Trophy team to ever get swept.
Does that mean they do a Virginia and next year they win the whole cup?
I mean, they're probably still going to be one of the heavy favorites. I mean, let's be honest. That team is incredible.
Just shows how tough it is to get to the NHL playoffs, that just because you make it, there are no guarantees.
Agreed. And a series that I've actually been enjoying quite a bit is obviously the Blues and the Jets, but the Capitals and the Hurricanes, and the Bruins and the Leafs. I have been enjoying watching those games. They're on a little bit earlier and then the later games, but those ones have been fun to watch as well too. And then of course moving into the second round for them. So that's what we got.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Dallas Stars and Nashville Preds.
It's a good call out.
Yeah, Predators went up 2-1 as of tonight, as we're recording. The Predators led in 4 goals in the first period, 3 of which were power play goals. And so the Stars
that series is going to be tied.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining.
They're going to lose.
Oh yeah. All right, that is it for our episode this evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been another episode of Average Sports with your average guys, Eric and Ty.
That's right, guys. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and send us your show thoughts or ideas to avgsportsguys@gmail.com. And when you're downloading the podcast, guys, do us a huge favor. Give us a big old 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.